We are in Mostar, and today we're going to walk you through the top sites you need to see when visiting this beautiful town.
Mostar is one of the prettiest cities in the Balkans. The first thing you need to see is located in the center of Mostar's Old Town, and that's the Stari Most, also known as the Old Bridge. This iconic 16th century Ottoman bridge is not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it's also the defining symbol of Mostar itself. This bridge is an architectural and engineering marvel, and when it was built in the 1500s, it was the largest single arch bridge in the world. Sadly, it was destroyed during the Bosnian War in the 1990s, but was rebuilt using the same traditional techniques as the original bridge, and now is one of the most lively spots in the city.
So behind me we have the Stari Most Bridge. This is probably the most iconic spot in all of Mostar, and believe it or not, the entire town of Mostar gets its name from the bridge. Hundreds of years ago, the original guardians of the bridge were called the Mostari, and over time that name evolved to become the name of the city. This bridge behind me is probably most well known now for the divers that jump off it. Believe it or not, this has been a diving hotspot for a while. There have been professional dive competitions from the top of the bridge since the 1960s, and that tradition still lives on today. Throughout the day, you'll find people standing on the edge of the bridge, collecting money for them to jump off. We've heard when they get about 20 to 25 euros, they'll have enough money to justify the jump, and it has been so fun watching them jump off the bridge behind us. We're here mid-September, and I'd say there's probably been a jumper every hour or so I can only imagine in peak season they're probably here way more often.
And speaking of bridge jumpers, we found the best spot to view these daredevils is from the river rather than on the bridge itself, so be sure to make your way down to water level if you want to see some great jumps.
I wish we had signs to hold up to rate the dives, but I think I'd give them all a 10 just for jumping. Next on our list is to explore Mostar's Old Bazaar. This bustling market's lined with charming shops, cafes, and restaurants, and we felt it was one of the most picture-perfect markets we visited in all our time in Europe. Along this stretch of Mostar's Old Town, you'll find plenty of places to shop for souvenirs, savor delicious Bosnian cuisine, and experience the city's vibrant atmosphere. With Mostar's rich Ottoman heritage, the bazaar is an authentic way to immerse yourself in the culture as you wander narrow stone streets filled with charming shops, traditional crafts, and vibrant cafes. Being located near the Stari Most Bridge, it's a great place to find vendors selling all sorts of interesting goodies. You'll find tapestries, leather goods, authentic Turkish coffee sets, and much, much more.
We're in the Grand Market area right now, and it is hustling and bustling. This place feels way more authentic than some of the other markets we've been to in Europe. And I think that's due to a lot of the local shops selling things that seem way more authentic. You can definitely tell the Ottoman influence here. You'll find people selling Turkish towels, cashmere scarves, evil eyes, traditional Bosnian coffee pots. So there's way more here than just your classic fridge magnets. The other thing that's so cool about this area is it just captures that Ottoman energy. Behind me you can see some of the minarets, which are from the mosques, and 5 times throughout the day they'll actually play over the speakers the call to prayer, and you can actually hear that sound echoing through the streets, giving it such a unique ambiance when you're wandering through here. So it really does feel like a cultural experience.
Oh, and if you have the time, be sure to explore the bazaar when the sun goes down. In Mostar's Old Town, the nighttime lighting is so pretty and paints the buildings that line the bazaar streets in such a beautiful glow.
And to further appreciate this Ottoman heritage, you'll need to visit one of the many mosques in this area. With their picture-perfect spires called minarets creating the fairy tale backdrop of the main bridge, you'll want to venture closer for a better view. There are 2 main mosques with minarets you can climb. The first one is a 17th century mosque located right near the Stari Most Bridge and offers you terrific views of the bridge itself. The second one's a slightly older mosque, which is from the 15th century and is a masterpiece both inside and out. We found this mosque to be less crowded than the first one. Here, you'll take off your shoes, pay the admission ticket, and enter the mosque. Inside, you'll find a simple yet strikingly pretty house of worship to admire, as well as a spiral staircase inside the minaret you can climb for a panoramic view of the city and the Neretva River.
So I'm climbing the spiral staircase in the minaret right now, and it is incredibly narrow. I'm getting to an opening here. It looks like we need to stick your head out here. This is a secondary worship area on the second floor. Alright, from the outside this place looked a little small, but I'm getting a little windy coming up here. It's actually a lot taller than I thought. So I've made it to the top, and I think this little metal grate is the door that lets you outside. It kind of swings open like this. So I've officially made it to the top, and I have this entire place to myself, and the views you get are just absolutely incredible. I will have to say I'm a little bit shaky. I have a slight fear of heights, and the wall here keeping you in is very short, so I'm going to be extra careful up here while I'm enjoying these views. All right, can you see Courtney from over here? I think that's her right down there. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing view.
Another thing you need to see while in Mostar is the Crooked Bridge. This is the little sibling of the larger Stari Most bridge and was used as a trial run to test the architecture and engineering before the main bridge was built. Being built in the 1500s, this is much more than just a beautiful bridge in the heart of Mostar, as it's a living piece of history. This bridge felt like it was straight out of a fairy tale, with its location being slightly off the beaten path, so it's far less crowded than the Stari Most.
We're at the Crooked Bridge right now. This is another top spot to see while you're in Mostar. One of the things I love about this area and this town overall is one, the beautiful architecture, but also the streets here. With it being a river town, there's just that magical energy of it being tranquil and soothing. You get the sounds of the running water here that's so relaxing and peaceful. And all the walkways here seem to be made of river stone, so it's kind of like a cobblestone, both unique Mostar flair. I definitely recommend wearing good shoes if you're walking here because it can get somewhat uneven with the patterns here, but it really adds to the beautiful landscape.
Okay, so first impressions of Mostar, we knew that we were going to love it here, but it's actually blowing even those expectations out of the water. We kind of figured everything would be centered around the main bridge, which it definitely is, but there's still so much to explore in the old town here. There are so many interweaving bridges, little shops, and really authentic Turkish decoration everywhere. We're kind of obsessed. In a way, it's kind of reminding us of Aguas Calientes, but kind of like the Turkish European version of that. It's a little hard to get to, but I think it's absolutely worth a trip. And we're almost thinking we should have spent more time here because it is just so gorgeous.
Next on our list is to take a ride on an inflatable speedboat along the Neretva River. Here, for just 10 km, you can charter a ride to zoom you up and down the scenic waterway. You can purchase tickets on site from the ticket booth at water level near the Stari Most bridge, and rides typically last about 10 minutes. We've heard this is an amazing way to see Mostar from the water and is a fast and affordable attraction while in town.
This next item on our list is helpful for gaining a deeper understanding of Mostar's unique history, and that's to visit one of the many museums located around the old town. Some of Mostar's top museums include the War Photo Exhibition, which showcases powerful images documenting the Bosnian War and its impact on the city. We've heard this is a somber experience, but helps you appreciate the resilience of the city and locals. Around the city, you'll still see scars of the war blasted into many of the surrounding buildings, so this museum helps tell the stories behind this horrible and relatively recent war. If you're interested in the more peaceful side of Mostar's culture, you'll need to visit the Kajtaz House. This house is a snapshot in time of how locals used to live, and seems great if you'd like a day-in-the-life experience, and costs just 4 marks to enter.
And while there is tons to see in Mostar, there's even more to taste. Bosnia is world-renowned for its cuisine, and Mostar has a vibrant food scene. Here, you'll find cafes lining the picture-perfect streets, rooftop terraces overlooking the beautiful skyline, and riverview restaurants serving up amazing local staples at reasonable prices. We felt the food we ate in Mostar was some of the best we've ever had, and we have an entire video walking through the top foods you need to try while in Bosnia and Herzegovina, so make sure you subscribe and check that video out as well. And while we're talking about food, another thing you need to do in Mostar is try an authentic Bosnian coffee. Thanks to the Ottoman culture here in Mostar, ordering a coffee is about much more than just the drink. It's about the ritual. Here, you'll be served your coffee in the traditional Turkish style, complete with ornate fixings to make it a one-of-a-kind experience. Not to mention, the coffee is incredibly rich and bold, making it an absolute must-try for coffee lovers when visiting Mostar.
And if you're an animal lover, you're going to love Mostar, because you'd have to go out of your way to miss this next thing to see. And that's the friendly local cat population that calls this ancient city their home. In Mostar, you can expect to find many furry feline friends navigating this historic city and taking in all the views. We found this mosque cared for some cute kittens right in their garden, and it's unbelievably entertaining watching these kittens see the world. So if you're looking to see some of the cutest cats in Mostar, be sure to wander down this way.
One of the things that was so unexpected and such a pleasant surprise when we came to Mostar is how many cats there are here. We've seen so many kittens just playing around, and they're all so friendly and cute. We just stumbled on a bunch of them here, and we're loving watching them play.
How cute is this? Oh my gosh, these cats are so small. They like to wrestle.
I think Courtney's officially made a new friend. This might be the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Look how tiny this little guy is. He's so friendly. We might be coming home with a cat. So that's our list of top things to do in Mostar. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel to see our upcoming travels in the future. Next up, we're heading to Montenegro to explore the fortress city of Kotor, and then off to Greece to explore the islands and the mainland. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.